How you doing, everybody? Welcome back to Serene Madness. I'm going to do this while I have the chance because I constantly get interrupted. Anyway, on the heels of yesterday's video, I wasn't exactly crazy about it, but I had to think of something. So my follow-up to yesterday's video, which was my favorite lightsaber duels of fights in the Star Wars franchise. Today I'm going to tell you what my least favorite, the ones I don't like at all. I just think they were terrible. And also, by the way, my fourth choice for my favorite lightsaber duels was Luke versus Vader. In Empire Strikes Back, it's classic and it's awesome, and it was like the really, really first cool lightsaber duel. But it was awesome, but I just thought that the Anakin versus Obi-Wan in Revenge of the Sith was just the best one because it was just so much action and awesome. I mean, I just saw that movie yesterday because they're having a marathon on TV, and it's just still one of the best lightsaber duels. So anyways, here's my worst, my least favorite lightsaber duels or fights. These are really aren't in any particular order. I just really did not like them. I thought they were just awful. And I'm going to talk about this one first because it really, really bothered me. In Revenge of the Sith, you had the Council Chamber members versus Darth Sidious. Mace Windu, Stacey Tin, Evan Kolar, and Kit Fisto came in. The four of them came in, and they went to arrest us. Emperor Palpatine, who became in front of their eyes became Palpatine. Sidious. I just did not like that fight. I just did not like it. It did have some pretty decent action in it, but it was just a clusterfuck. And just, if you look at the four guys that came in to arrest him, four Jedi, and these guys weren't just Jedi Knights. These guys were like supposedly epic level Jedi Knights. These guys were borderline Grandmaster. You don't get to be on the Jedi Council for nothing. All four of these guys were on the Jedi Council. And they come walking in. They're like badasses. They kind of do that like Western kind of walk when the door opens, and all four of them come in and they light up their lightsabers, and they're ready to go to town on this guy. And then all of a sudden, just Palpatine turns into this freaking lunatic and just goes nuts and kills all of them. And I'm like, all right, you're talking about a Sith Lord, and he's badass, but I'm like, four of those guys on their level versus this guy, I doubt very, very much they would have won. And they wouldn't have lost. And it was kind of going that way with Mace Windu until Anakin shows up and cuts off Mace's hand, which is running thing in the Star Wars franchise. And then Sidious got the down low on him and threw him out a window. And but did Mace die? That's the thing. Is he dead? I'm not entirely convinced that he's dead. I think he's out there like somewhere. I think he kind of lived, maybe. Even though it looked brutal, there are rumors that Mace didn't die, even though he's probably messed up and decrepit. But he was powerful enough to maybe prevented himself from dying. But the thing that I didn't like about that fight was he just cut through these guys like butter, these Jedi. And the stupidest thing is when he does that spinning vortex horizontal thing and just comes at him. But later on, I found out through these Star Wars people that are kind of experts in the genre and in the thing. I found out later on, that much later on, I think it was like last year, I found out that since he was a Sidious, since he was a Dark Lord of the Sith, that spinning move that he does was, and I think this is where Lucas kind of screwed up, is they didn't really portray it. What that spinning move that he actually does was a dark thing, trick, dark side trick. And what that was, he let out this scream that they didn't really do a good job on film. And it was supposed to be like a sonic scream, and it's supposed to disorientate your opponents, and that's why they went down the way they went down. But they didn't portray that they didn't portray it very well in the film, so you couldn't really figure it out that he was using some kind of force technique. But once that was explained to me, I got it, and I'm like, all right, well, he used this sonic thing, and he disorientated them, and that's why he was able to go in there and take down those 3 guys immediately. But again, Lucas kind of effed that up, and it just originally it just looked really, really stupid. And I think it really kind of looks stupid even today. So that was one of the egregious ones that I just couldn't stand. So that was one. And then anything with Rey in it, any duel with Rey, they all suck. I just don't like Rey at all. And even Kylo, he was just really, really weak. Kylo was just a really, really weak character. He was like Vader light. He was like, I wanted Kylo to be so much more of a badass, and he just wasn't. And, his lightsaber skills slowly got better over the course of the 3 films. I haven't seen the last one, the Rise of the Skywalker, yet, but for all intents and purposes, I'm going to wait on that one, because everything that I thought about the film is true, and it's just not a very good movie as far as the story goes. From what I understand, it's really, really entertaining, but if you look at it from a standalone sci-fi movie, it's entertaining and good, but it's not a good Star Wars movie. So anyway, anything with Rey in that first Sidious versus the Jedi Council members was just pretty bad. But the absolute worst lightsaber duel, in my opinion, was Finn versus Kylo Ren. And at first I'm like, why is Finn using a lightsaber, and why is he fighting a trained Jedi Sith guy? And he was holding his own, and then he just got totally messed up, which was kind of good, because I don't like the Finn character. I think he's just really, me and my son refer to him as the glue. He's the catalyst that brought all the new characters together. So that's pretty much what Finn's role is. He's just useless. He doesn't do anything. He just stands around, if in all the films, and just goes, Rey, Rey, and I'm like, why? What is this thing with Rey? And if you look at the 3 films, that's what he does. He just stands around and goes, Rey, and I'm like, dude, what is up with you? So Finn versus Kylo Ren, just terrible. And also Rey versus Kylo Ren in Force Awakens was just dumb. Hey, let's just make me an instant Jedi master. And I'm going to give you a little spoiler on Rise of the Jedi right now. I mean, Rise of Skywalker right now, if you haven't seen the film. From what I understand, it's not really a spoiler. It's just, from what I've been told, is that Rey goes into God mode in this film, and she's just completely unstoppable and does some really, really ridiculous things. So, yeah. Anyway, this video is getting long. So, I got one more Star Wars video coming up tomorrow, and then I got a couple other things. Give me some more feedback. I want to hear your feedback. Comment in the description box below. Subscribe, hit the bell button, give me a thumbs up. All that good stuff. I appreciate you all. Find your serenity in a mad world. I'm out.